Your big's supposed to be your best friend, but sometimes they're not your best friend, and sometimes they're your mortal enemy, but you know, that's all right.
Oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it feels like.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another Greek life edition because I did get a request in to talk about my big, and I was definitely going to. I didn't know when I wanted to, but I guess I'm gonna do it now. So first off, you're gonna see that I'm wearing glasses. I'll let you take a look at them. I don't need glasses, they're non-prescription, but there's a reason for them, and you're gonna see that on Wednesday's video. You're gonna learn all about it. But for now, I just wanted to wear them and feel cute and nerdy. So let me talk to you guys about recruitment. Well, no, let me talk to you guys about Big Little. I'm losing it. Okay, so like all of my Greek life stories, this one's a negative one too. Why? Why? So let me get this, from what I've talked about with Big Little, I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel like it makes people want to form more cliques within a sorority when you're already all sisters. And you don't have enough time to choose someone to be your ultimate best friend and your ultimate mentor and your ultimate ride or die and your ultimate DD, or you be the DD because they boss you around. You can't do that. So I didn't know who to pick. And at this point in time, the bigs, potential bigs, just start wooing the potential littles. They're going crazy, and everybody's kind of like doing a little matchy-matchy thing. And I didn't really understand that the concept of twins could happen because I was pretty much told that twins weren't really going to happen. Headquarters doesn't like it. I think, I wasn't really, that option wasn't, I felt like, really given to me. And so I didn't want to be this high drama girl coming in and, stealing your man, like stealing your big. So I just kind of let everybody match it up, and I was just kind of in the background, like, why doesn't anybody want me? I was kind of shy, I was kind of nervous, and already, during this time, I'd already making the mistake and embarrassed myself in front of someone, and so they had put me in a group text, and I felt like everybody thought I was really weird, and they didn't want me, and I was just so self-conscious. I just so much stress over this Big Little. But there was this one girl who I noticed at the time, she didn't really talk to a lot of sisters, but she was a very busy individual around campus. She was quite the activist, which I really liked, quite the feminist, and I really, at that time, really admired that. And so my perception was she was someone like me who just didn't believe in having your only friends being your sorority, and she seemed very content in the sorority, so I figured she's friends with them, but she just kind of prefers an outer circle for the most part, okay? Like, no harm done, that's fine. So she and I kept bumping into each other multiple times, and I'm someone that sometimes I think, is this fate? Is this meant to be? So I ended up ranking her as my number one, and somebody else actually ranked her as my number one, as her number one too, but I didn't know this girl. So twins happened. I'm a twin, I've talked about this in, a past Greek life video about my twin experience. Go check it out. But yeah, so not only did I get this big that I really didn't know very well, but I also got this twin that I didn't know very well. So I was pretty nervous going into it. I remember after the reveal, I ended up stuttering in front of them. I've never stuttered in my life. Like, I was pretty nervous, but you know what? The first night actually went really well. Super excited to make new friends. The girls weren't really exactly like me, but I kind of liked that. You have those friends that aren't like you, that you gain perspective and all of that from. So everything's going well, but just time and time again, I just noticed these things kind of were coming up. And I started feeling very controlled. And I felt like the role that my big wanted me to play was equivalent to a servant. And that was something that didn't really fly in our sorority. You know, there was no hazing, I'll tell you that up front. There was no under the carpet hazing. Like, no, there was no hazing, and there was none of that. And just like, what? I felt like I was a boy pledge. And a lot of times, luckily, I was able to be elusive and just kind of find myself busy because I was really proactive. And I was kind of someone where if I didn't want to do something, I was like, oh, I didn't get your text. What? Oh, sorry, you texted me? What? I don't have any notifications. Oh my God, you did text me. Darn me. I remember one time my roommate made a comment about this girl, and it wasn't the best comment, but it was actually had some truth to it because she was saying this girl doesn't have a lot of friends, and a lot of it was because her self-claimed friends would vocalize that they're not friends with her, and this girl wasn't always the nicest. So she made a comment like that, and it was like, whatever, you know, they're socializing, I'm getting ready to go out. Then a few days later, I received paragraphs. Like, I don't know if I have the text anymore, but paragraphs of text of her saying that, hey, I'm in the cafeteria, I see this girl that you were talking about, and these girls came up to her and asked to sit with her. She obviously has friends. How would you feel if someone said that about you and not having friends? You should think before you talk. Giving me this entire lecture. My roommate was making small talk with her in the common room while I got ready. And just time went by and she translated this memory into the fact that I said something. So first off, what the hell, like, are you crazy? This wasn't a conversation we had. And second off, why am I getting a lecture? I'm an adult, you're an adult. This isn't something where you are my mom, you are not my older sister, you're nothing like that, okay? You are my big, and that is it, and we don't really know each other right now. And it was the most uncomfortable thing because she sent me paragraphs and paragraphs of text, and I'm just thinking, this girl is like, I don't want to really see her again. She's, you know, I didn't sign up for this. Okay, so my camera died, and I can't remember where I left off. And I should have checked, but now my computer's uploading something else, so I'm just gonna wing where I was. So, sorry, sorry. So, in the meantime, she was doing all this stuff to my twin, and it wasn't cool. Now, I know it's not my story to tell, but I'm just gonna tell it. So, she would, you know, whenever she was sick or when she was upset because she broke up with her boyfriend, she wanted to mourn the loss of this relationship. And so she would have my twin go get food for her and then bring it to her dorm. And her dorm was the farthest dorm across campus. Easily like a 15-minute walk just to go from the food place to her dorm. And so she's pretty much spent like a half hour of her night going there and having to cross this busy road. And so busy that I remember there was a car crash there once with a motorcyclist, and cars go so fast the motorcyclist flew and just died right on the concrete. It's a scary road to cross, and we have a crosswalk, but we don't have anyone else monitoring that, so just not cool. So she takes her the food and wants to talk about it, you know, trying to be a very compassionate little in this situation. And my big pretty much tells her, I don't want to talk to anyone. Thanks for the food, opens the door, grabs it, closes the door pretty much on her face, and that's it. And she was allowed to act that way because she was mourning the loss of her relationship. And then there was another time about, it was past 2 a.m. You know, she kind of already knew that it was easier to push my twin around, and it was just so mean to do. So she would text her, you know, past 2 in the morning, are you awake? And so, first confirming that she's awake and by her phone, so she feels obligated to respond to the favor she's about to ask, she's like, well, I'm still upset. I don't want to see anyone, but I have to move my car, and I'm just too devastated to move my car. So my twin had to go in front of her dorm where it was parked on the side of the busy street, get her car, put it around in a parking garage at 2 in the morning. And besides the fact that this street is unsafe, our school was in downtown Tampa. There are homeless people all around, and yes, I feel very sorry for these homeless people, but some of them are homeless because they're mentally ill. And so it's very dangerous because you're gambling with your life entering that area. People have been mugged on the edge of campus. People have been stabbed, and they just had her, this young girl, go and just do that past 2 in the morning, not giving a care because it was always all about her. Well, honestly, I forget what else other stuff she did, but she was always nitpicky with everything I said, everything I did. You know, I wasn't, you know, if you complain about the food, you get a whole lecture about how people are starving in Africa. You know, no, I mean, yes, I feel really bad, but nobody wants to be friends with this kind of person. And I was starting to notice that she didn't really get along with girls in her class. I mean, excuse me, yeah, in her pledge class. She didn't get along with other sisters outside. Like, she didn't get along with any sister. Like, I didn't see her bonding with anybody. And in class, she was always really rude to the professor, and it was just so, you know, I don't want to say embarrassing because it makes it sound like I think I'm too cool for her. Like, me and my glasses, no. Like, I'm too cool for her, but being mean, it's just not cool. It's embarrassing. I didn't want to be associated with her. So finally something happened, and then I just blast her in a text because I was so bad at confrontation. Still am, but I was terrible at it. And I just pretty much said, you're mean, you're possessive, you're controlling. I'm pretty sure you're hazing the crap out of me. I don't want to be associated with you. I don't want to be your little disowned. And that was just a crazy time. Eventually, my twin transferred, so she kind of was dealing with the same thing, but you know, I'm going to no longer talk about my twin and their relationship because right now I just told you factual incidences of what happened, but I don't need to speak on behalf of my twin. Maybe I went a little too far, Twinny, I'm sorry, but yeah, I had to say it, what happened. So, you know, and granted, their relationship is whatever. She can make her feel how whatever. She can be okay with doing whatever. I wasn't okay with how this went down, though. I wasn't. And so I was glad that that ended. So then a year went by, and I got some littles, and so they were technically connected with her. And then one of my littles got a little. And at that point in time, my big got a new little. So there was kind of like a gap year, but she did end up getting this little. And so I tried to reach out to her to say, we don't gotta be friends, but you were about to graduate and your little has no family. Because from what I found out, we did have a family that she denied ever happening, which, you know, through some convoluted story about people dropping out of the sorority and then just being a new sorority, there were some glitches in the family tree. No, like I actually had this extended family I had no idea existed. But by then we kind of, you know, we were too branched out and unaffiliated with them that I was creating my own. But literally at this point in time, it was herself and her new little. And I said, you and me are going to be graduating, and your little doesn't really have a family, and it's not like it's a huge family over here in my little category, even though I had 3 littles. So I was like, let's, you know, we don't gotta be tight. Maybe we should bond. It literally seemed like she was about to send me to conduct for harassment. So I was like, Oh no, we're good. You know, it wasn't worth dealing with it. I tried my best, but it was funny because her new little, I would see her walking across campus with the grill, food from the grill, which we would always be asked to get to her, walking across, heading it over to her dorm that was in a single because nobody wanted to live with her and it was in that reject dorm. Like, okay, but I never said anything to her little like, hey, you know you're being hazed, right? I just felt like that I would have bad intentions doing that because I was still bitter. So if I wasn't bitter, I would think I'd had more pure intentions to reach out to her and be like, hey, like, this isn't okay, but it wasn't my place. Oh well, so there's the story about my big, and there's going to be another story about one of my bigs. Yeah, there was another one, but that will come another day. So please leave a comment what you guys think, or if you just want to compliment me in my glasses, and like this video. And my camera's about to die again because I wasn't going to wait hours for this to charge. So goodbye. I love you guys, and more on my glasses on Wednesday.